Hey, 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 family. How y'all doing? Y'all know how this is. I'm going to start it. We're going to play some music and we're going to wait for people to join. Then we'll start this. So just sit back, chill, and relax. Hey, G brother, how you doing? Hey, Raven, how you doing? Y'all know how it is. Just doing the one the one chill song until we get some people in here. Then we will. Hey, Foxes! It's all good. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Oh, I'm doing all right. I just got off work. I'm glad you're doing okay. Ugh. Oh, glad y'all are doing okay tonight. Yeah, so just like always, we sit, chill, say hello to everybody. We, but yeah, this stream's gonna be a chill stream, like just like always. Hey, Hawk, how you doing, brother? I'm good. Just got off work. How about you? Oh, I bet, Raven. I bet, sis. It's the same thing. We're going through what's called Fiesta, which is. I'm glad to hear that, Hawk, brother. We got a week long event that goes on called Fiesta Texas. Yeah, everybody's been crazy tonight. Oh yeah, that's what this stream's all about, brother. It's just chilling and talking. We'll wait until a few more people get in, and then we'll start our discussion. Because I really hate, I really hate repeating myself multiple times. But anyway, just sit back and choose music. Yeah, Raven. It's a week long event. Every day is a new event. They hold they hold 7 events, 24 hours, from like 8 o'clock in the morning to like 2 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, let me go ahead and get the music off. There we go. But yeah, all the drunks and everything are out tonight. So and it starts on a Friday and ends on a Sunday. So it's technically longer than a week by one day. But we always call it a week. We always call it a week-long event. So how's everybody's day been? Hey, Jax, how you doing, brother? Yeah. Uh, so I've been going over new survival and prepping ideas with the recent events and everything that's been going on in the world. Oh, I understand, Raven. I understand. Every day is probably different with them. Never the same issue twice. Oh, I'm doing good, Jax. I'm doing good. I'm gonna go get my third shift cop coffee. Oh. I've been training level 4 security guards all day. So I'm drained. Mm. Common sense doesn't run in a lot of people anymore. I've noticed that. Yeah. It's it's just things are getting things are going okay in some areas, like coming back in some areas, and other areas are getting worse. You know what I mean? It's a I don't know how to explain it. The the distribution is still bad with food and supplies and stuff like that. Um, but like here in Texas, gas prices this month, starting this month, it dropped 40 cents from last week. The gas prices was almost, $4 a gallon, and it's dropped 40 cents. It was like 3.90, then it dropped 40 cents, and now it's around 3.50 a gallon now. Some places are still around, $4 a gallon, but the majority of gas stations, they've uh, they've dropped their prices recently. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I understand, Raven. Locked unit with 30 wild ones. Yeah. Folks have gotten selfish. Yeah. I mean, with the scares and the new version of the epidemic that's came out, people are not caring. People are not caring about, we every time it seems like this pandemic is almost clear, is almost okay, people do stupid things like Fiesta Texas, the big event that happens in San Antonio, Texas. We were almost okay and cleared of this, and now everybody in the damn world wants to go and gather in a gigantic group with other people and spread the new variant around. It happens all the time. Once it starts settling down and getting better, things happen again. Oh wow. Wow, Jack. That's that's actually really nice of that owner. You won't see any of that stuff ever happen. You won't ever see any of that stuff ever happen out here. I'll tell you that. Like, even with the gas shortages that we had 3 years ago here in Texas, they were limiting us to about 5 gallons a car. Well, these companies are making their money no matter what. Their people need gas, and nobody has. People would rather spend $100 and something or $200 a week on gas than pay for a brand new car. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I understand. Yeah, that stuff doesn't ever, truly happen. That's one of those people that think, you know, they're gonna get a gateway to heaven or something, doing something nice like that. But I'm gonna get my coffee. Here you go, brother. Thank you. You're welcome. But things. I understand. People want to celebrate. People want to be human again. People don't want to be locked up trolls. Living under a bridge somewhere. Hey, Paul, how you doing? But people also gotta people also gotta understand and learn that even if you have to take a year to get away from everything to protect yourself, do it because get my banana strawberry coconut coffee again. But life life finds a way. You know, there's multiple things that What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, not much. About you?
Working like a slave, man. This weekend didn't have nobody.
Oh, really?
4 people, work people.
Really? That's how it is at my job too.
When a company like that, they need to.
Yeah.
When you open, when a company make a pants, they always keep a zipper. So you don't want to piss inside your pants.
Ain't that the
That's
truth?
theirs. The pound goes money to you.
Oh, I know.
Not I'm gonna go to security company.
Come here.
I know.
Come here, brother. We'll hire you. Take care, bro. Hey, Steven. How you doing, brother? How you doing? Oh, doing all right. Doing all right.
Call for you?
Yes, man. Yeah, I need my third shift top coffee.
Huh?
I said I need my third shift top coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And I don't need my receipt. Huh? Thank you. You have a good one now.
Too.
Have a good night during the fiesta.
You too, sweetie.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yes, ma'am.
Stay awake.
Oh, I'll do my best. All right. So, if you could hear all that, all the drunks are out. It's it's a plague. It especially here in Texas. You know, that's why I tell people it's a perfect. That's a perfect example of survival and prepping. You know, like in survival and prepping. How you doing, kitten sis? But in prepping and survival, in your stocks and everything, stock up on everyday usable items, alcohol, cigarettes, even loose tobacco. You know, you can get loose tobacco cheaper than you can packs of cigarettes. Cause here's the thing. There is going to be anyone and everyone that has an addiction. Coffee's an addiction. Cigarettes is an addiction. Alcohol is an addiction. And you can use that stuff as bartering items in the long term. Because here's the thing. In a SHTF situation, there is no sense in hoarding silver, gold, nothing like that. You don't want to hoard precious metals because precious metals will only have a value after society rebuilds. After society collapses, how you doing, Uncle Al? After society rebuilds, then people will start putting monetary value on other things. But in a real situation, after society crashes, people are not going to be looking at gold and silver and jewelry because in a survival situation, gold and silver and jewelry does not help you survive a situation. It doesn't. It is a useless item that you do not have. That you do not want. You want things that you can barter with. You want things that you can trade with. You want easily domesticated animals that you can trade and have more than one purpose, like chickens, cows, goats, animals like that. I mean, you're going to get more by trading somebody a chicken than you are trying to trade somebody gold in an SHTF situation. Right, right, Stephen. I'll give you a teaspoon of coffee and a couple of smokes. Yes, that's what you would do, You could also trade, a fifth of liquor of vodka or whatever to somebody that hasn't had a shot of alcohol in 6 months. Say, I'll trade you this whole entire bottle of alcohol for that 30-06 rifle. It's we in a true survival and SHTF situation, don't worry about precious metals. Humans in a society put a value on precious metals. But that's because the society has been formed. That's because the society has the currency to put behind that precious metal. In a end of the world situation, there is no currency value. There, there is no currency value behind gold and silver because it's useless. It's literally useless. Yeah. And I'm tired of preppers and preppers and homesteaders and survivalists saying, take a few gold coins and silver coins with you and everything in an SHTF situation because you can buy whatever you need with gold and silver. Yeah, you can in the beginning stages of the downfall. Yes. But after the downfall happens, nobody wants that. Nobody needs that. You could get more for a bottle of Advil. You could trade plenty for a bottle of Advil or ibuprofen or acetaminophen or Tylenol, which they're all the same thing, just different names. But if you have 40 acetaminophen, that's a fever reducer, a painkiller. It will help in multiple situations. What's a gold bar going to do when you have a toothache in an SHTF situation? What are you going to do? Knock the tooth out? Because that's all you're going to really do with a gold bar or a silver. You know, coins, quarters, stuff like that. That will work. I mean, yeah, technically you can trade quarters and stuff like that to people that have shotguns, and a single shot shotgun. You could load the whole entire, barrel with with quarters and shoot it. Yes, but that's coins. Coins are going to be anywhere and everywhere in an SHTF situation because money's not going to be needed. Hey, Fox, how you doing? There, we need to start looking at instead of SHTF situations of the past, we need to start watching and looking at the SHTF situations of the future now. Because the world is not the same as it was 20 to 30 years ago. The fears and everything have changed now. I mean, we don't have to worry about a nuclear meltdown. A nuclear meltdown will only happen after society falls, after it completely falls. Then you have to worry about nuclear reactors melting down. You have to worry about that kind of stuff later, after people after people leave those positions and leave those buildings empty. But on that same scale of people leaving a nuclear reactor unstable, you also have to look at everything else. If you're in a city, you have to look at all the people that's working in the water filtration plants and sewage systems and everything, and also clean water facilities. They're going to leave. Nobody is going to work and keep these buildings running when there is no money, when there is no need for it. Because humans are only keeping power and electricity and drinking water and internet up because they're getting paid to do it. It's not because they want to do it. It's because they're getting paid to do it. And those are the main things that's going to crash in an SHTF situation. Don't worry about things that is out of our power. Don't worry, don't prep, don't fear another Cold War that's going to happen. Because half of us, if a Cold War is going to happen, there's no fucking reason to prep to protect yourselves against that. If we fall into a cold winter or a nuclear winter, we're fucked. Either way, there is no surviving it. And God help you if you do want to survive a nuclear winter or a nuclear fallout. Right, Bama. Yeah, in the last days, I mean, because there is no monetary value in gold and silver and jewelry. When civilization falls, there is that green paper that you have and that electronic currency and those precious metals that you have saved up is only going to be good after society rebuilds. But if society falls, there is no value, there is no money. People will be looking at what will keep them alive. It's and even after society rebuilds, nobody's going to go back to the same currencies that we had. People are going to change the whole entire mind process of what's going on. Say we fall into a SHTF situation now, and it takes 50 to 100 years to rebuild civilization to somewhat of what it is today. All right? All those generations of people through that 100 years have been brought up with a different way of currency. They have been brought up with a bartering system. And in that bartering system, they don't use cash, they use items. So there's no sense in keeping any of it. It's just how we have been brainwashed to believe that that's how we need to survive, is with a paper currency. To say that I am a human. Right, Oz. Right. Yeah, cash is going to be a good fire starter. That's true. It is. I mean, and gold. I mean, even with the Native Americans and the Incas and the Mayans, everybody that was over here, tribal communities, tribal clans did not hold a value on gold and silver. They used it for artwork, for jewelry, to make them look good. I mean, our Native American ancestors used glass beads as a currency. Glass beads, or wooden beads, or bone beads, because that was a symbolization of your wealth. But you know what? When people got married and everything in tribes, their family literally gave the husband and wife that just got married, they didn't give them gold and money and all this stuff. They gave them animals. They gave them chickens and cows and goats to help them, in the long run. And that's what we're going to fall back to. Hey, Gigi, how you doing? Right, Oz. Right. We, ever since money and value of precious metals became a concept, we have forgotten the ways of our ancestors, the bartering system. I mean, hell, even when there was kings and queens and everything, you would go to outlining villages in Europe, and they were still bartering and trading. They didn't have cash, they didn't have anything. It was the kings and queens that said, "We will give you 2 gold shillings a month if you join the army." And then they would take that gold shilling to the castle keep, to the keep or the castle or wherever, and use that currency. But when they would go back to their when they would go back to their village, what did they have? They had bartering. Even the Romans, even the poor slums of Rome, did bartering over cash. Every great civilization still had bartering on top of cash or value metals. Right. Yeah. Gold, I mean, just like salt. Salt was worth its weight in gold. Literally, if you were a salt miner or a person that could make salt, you were wealthier than a king or a queen because of the value of salt. It but now look how it is. We have the ability to mass produce this stuff now. So the values of those specific spices and animals and everything have dropped to pennies on the dime. I mean, literally pennies on a dime. Not pennies on a dollar, but pennies on a dime. That's how low the value of this stuff has become over the generations. Oh, I'm good, GG. Right, Oz. Yeah. And in doing it pisses me off that preppers and survivalists and all these people, they don't know anything about our damn history. They don't know anything about an actual collapse of society. We say shit, SHTF, like it's a fucking game. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be those people that were born poor or whatever, and in a SHTF situation, they're going to be collecting money, collecting whatever scraps of cash or gold or jewelry or whatever to because that's how they're brainwashed to think. They think that no matter what happens, it's going to come back. They 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 believe that it still holds some kind of value somewhere. But in the reality of stuff, it just doesn't work like that. It doesn't. Society society and humans are the ones that put value on things because we're human, we're greedy. We always want to be on top in one way or another. But and a lot of the survival mindsets, a lot of ways of thinking has dwindled. It's not We can't look at the fears of 100 years ago going into the future that we have created now. 100 years ago, we never thought 100 years ago that we would be talking like how we are today in a chat room and some dumbass on a screen saying his opinion. We never thought that that would ever happen. We were still looking at things of the past that happened. 100 years ago, we were looking at what was going on. I mean, literally 100 years ago, it was in the 1920s. It was during the Great Depression, 100 years ago. And those people from the Great Depression were looking at what happened 100 years ago before this. we always look at the bad of the past to try to move forwards and prepare for what could happen. But this is one of the equations that cannot happen because society is so much different than it was 100 to 200 years ago. You know, in the 1920s, in the 1820s, it was about the same mindset. It was about, I mean, there was literally farmers on every street corner, you know, on every area. There was poor families all over the place. Everybody had a job to do, and they did not work. They lived on their land. But now in 2022, we have nothing like what happened in the 1920s. There's only a handful of farmers, a handful of ranchers, and the majority of ranching and taking care of animals and processing of animals happens in major businesses now. It's not grandma and grandpa, you know, taking their cow to the butcher. Now we go to the grocery store and we pick up our meat. We don't even have localized butchers anymore like we did in the 1920s. Things have changed so dramatically. We have to unbrainwash ourselves from thinking from the past. If you believe the same bullshit that we have been taught to believe in prepping and survival and homesteading is still going on today as it was 100 years ago, I'm sorry, but you are stupid. It's not. Homesteaders today, by the government, by society, is literally called hobbyist. I'll be right back. I gotta order some food. And speak of the devil, I'm in the drive-thru.
Welcome, Whataburger. How can I help you today?
Yeah, can I get a biscuit and gravy?
Okay.
And a honey butter chicken biscuit.
Okay.
And a large French fry.
All right.
And that'll be it.
Yes, sir. It should be $8.74. Go ahead and pull forward, okay?
All right, thank you. Yeah. Okay. You see how easy that was? You see how easy that is? And now I wait like 10 minutes and this food's already prepared and ready. And it cost me $8, you know? and I have enough food to feed 2 people in a survival situation. But this is just for me for 1 meal, and it's at a moment's notice. You couldn't do that. You could not do that 100 years ago. You could not pull up to a drive-through and order your food and have it ready for you. Society is not the same as most of these survival manuals and everything have been brought out. I mean, hell, the drive-through's been around almost the last 50 years, 70 years, with McDonald's being the first drive-through. Before then, it was car hops. Girls rolling around on rollerblades, coming and taking your order like it was a restaurant. But we have to change our way of thinking in this shit. Because nowadays it's not nuclear threats. It's not it's not global destroying. There's not going to be a giant meteor striking us in the next 100 years. Maybe in the next 300 years, yeah, that's if humanity survived. You know, and I really hate the idea of the gusher or whatever in the Golden State Park or whatever that's supposed to erupt in the next 100 years and put the world into another ice age and all this bullshit. I mean, we have to stop looking at all that stuff. We have to start looking at the humans. Humans is what's going to destroy this world. Nature is not going to destroy this world. Nature is going to let humans kill themselves, and then nature's going to retake back what we have destroyed for the last thousands of years. It's us. We are the common denominator in this shit hit the fan situation. It is humans that is going to destroy every fucking thing. Nothing else. Because we are the bad. We are the greater power. And we are stupid with our power. We've been stupid for the last 100 years. When we did bring out scientists and tell us how the world is changing, we just played it off. We didn't care. Destroying the world, killing ourselves, all this stuff. We didn't give a shit about that. We still are killing each other. Not by war. We are killing each other by man-made products every day. There is over 1,000 people dying every minute of the day in this world. And there's also 2 million plus children born every day. That is 1 million more lives being brought in than deaths being taken out. We are literally killing ourselves of resources because of the birth to death ratio. If you want to truly fear an SHTF situation, look at the population. I mean, hell, go to your local chicken chicken fast food restaurant, your local KFC. Sit in line and listen to those people that are literally ordering every day. All right? One car is ordering what? A 24-piece chicken meal? And that 24-piece chicken meal comes with 2 legs, 2 thighs. It literally comes with 3 chickens in that thing for one car. And that one car has what? 4 people in it. And that's one car. And 4 chickens to one car of humans. We do not have enough. A chicken can't even fully go into full. A chicken literally cannot go into full adulthood before it is killed and processed and served. We are eating more meat. We are eating more resources every minute of the hour. There is 60 minutes in an hour. How many hours in a day? 24. How many days in a week is there? Do the math. That's why we are in the state that we're in today. This is literally a shit hit the fan moment now. And now we're seeing it because as soon as these give me a second. Let me pay for this.
You had the Mexican gravy and the honey butter chicken biscuit?
Yes, and the large fry.
Yes, sir. That
Yes.
goes on $8.74.
There you go, bro. And could I get like 4 regular ketchups? Thank you, brother. Give me a second. I mean, I don't know if y'all can see this or not, but there is like 50 cars in this drive-through. All right, there. Look, all these people. Each one of these cars have 4 to 6 people in these cars. I'm sorry, CR, brother. But every single one of these fucking cars have 4 to 6 people in them. 4 to 6 fucking people. And we're blaming the truck drivers and all this stuff for the distribution problems. It's not the truck drivers. It is because we are so damn lazy and we cannot cook our own food. And we have too many humans to have to provide for. That is what's destroying this world. That is what's going to put this world into a real shit hit the fan scenario. The lack of food and resources. If people would just learn how to zip it up and not breed fucking. I passed a car today and it was a husband and wife, and you know how many kids they had? They had 9 children. 9 fucking kids. Each one of them is a mouth to feed. And when they get old enough, in the next 15 years, 16 years, they're going to have between 4 and 5 children too, because they were raised that way, with that mindset. We do not have enough land, we do not have enough food, we do not have enough resources to continuously supplement this society. We don't. And if any of y'all don't believe me, if any of y'all are pissed off at me, I'm sorry, but it's the fucking truth. Open your eyes and look at it. This ain't a game. This is real. This is the real life of what's going to happen. It's not all these fucking make-believe scare tactics that's been told to us throughout the generations. People are, oh, I'm afraid of nuclear war. I'm afraid of war. All this stuff. This fucking world's been in war since the first fucking human took breath. Death has been in this world since the first human took breath. You know, there's more people that die every year now than ever, than all the lives lost in World War II or World War I. Do that math. Thank you, CR brother. Yeah, I'm ranting, I'm raving, but it's true. If any of y'all can prove me wrong, I want to hear it in the chat right now.
Excuse me, boss. What did you have today?
I had this gravy and biscuit. I had the chicken butter biscuit, the honey butter biscuit, and a large fry.
That basically sums up. Give me one second.
And see, there is, to support all these people, there is 15 people working.
Here you go, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. You have a good one.
I asked for 5 regular ketchup. Yeah. Thank you so much, brother.
Have a good night.
You too. Well, shit. There is 15 people working here. There's 15 people working here, and there's like 20 people in line. Well, 20 cars in line. There is not enough people in this world to take care of all the other people in this world. There's not. We cannot continuously supply all these mouths, all these human bodies every day. It's bullshit. Yeah, the resources. We're running out of resources. We're running out of damn land to make resources to supply all these people. Because every single one of these people have 3 or 4. I mean, the car beside me has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in a small sedan. The car in front of that car has 1, 2, 3, 4 people in it. The car in front of me has 1, 2, 3 people in it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 people. I'm the 13th person in 4 cars. And all of these are fucking teenagers. So they all need a fucking house. Every single one of them all need a house. 13 people needing a house, needing land. If that's continuing, we do not have enough land mass to literally to supply humans, and we definitely don't have enough land to grow anything or to raise livestock or anything on it. I mean, hell, look at Japan. Japan is a country the size of California. And look how much limited resources and limited land Japan has. Every single thing that they have is processed. And it is continuously used. And that land cannot ever be sold to. I mean, do you in chat agree or disagree with me that this is the new SHTF situation? That this is the shit hit the fan situation that's going on now? That it is humans that is ruining the world. Humans are killing themselves off, not by war, but by killing off resources, by driving away, by putting houses on land that could have been farmland to feed us. But no, we have to literally put houses on that land. Hey, Nightmare Brother, how are you doing? Right, Oz. Yeah, it is. It literally is. And just imagine what would happen in this world if I sorry, I gotta eat. Oh, I know, Oz. I know it's not, but this is the beginning of the shit hit the fan scenario. Because every shit hit the fan scenario has to have a starting point somewhere. I'm glad to hear that, Nightmare. I know, CR, but even though, I mean, you're just one person, CR. I mean, literally. I mean, take it from this standpoint, CR. You're one person. And if you were here in San Antonio, okay, You are one person in a city of 4 million people that is reusing, recycling, doing everything that you should do. But you are a minute speck in the grand scheme of everything. And it's good that you're doing it. Don't get me wrong. It is good. But the thing is nobody else is doing it. Nobody else has the same mindset as you. Because we are a throwaway society. Everything is throwaway. Everything is disposable. Hell, your cell phone breaks today. What do? You throw it away, you go get a new one. You download all your information and everything on the new one, you're ready to go. Hell, your car gets destroyed tomorrow. The insurance company, the person that hit you and destroyed your car, with their insurance company, they buy you a brand new car. And what do? They junk the old one. And it sits in a scrapyard for X amount of years. And it's metal. It doesn't rust and it doesn't decay and it doesn't magically run away. Right, Oz. Yeah. You know, just look at society. Walk down a street and look how many empty shopping centers there is that only has maybe one or two businesses in it. But there's 20 empty buildings in that same area that has been sitting there since God knows how long. But you can't resell it. You can't turn it into something different because it is now, because you cannot put houses in the same area as shopping centers. So there is literally a mile-long shopping center that I'm going to take y'all to and show you how much wasted space is being took up in one spot that used to be farmland. It used to be a cattle ranch, but the city of Comal County bought it out from the farmer and turned it, literally mowed it all down, put pavement over it, and put buildings on it. That was farmland that could have been used now, but now it's just sitting there as an empty shell with nothing but two businesses in it. And that's what's happening all over the world. Right, Oz. I agree with that whole entire statement that you just said. People are afraid of the truth. People are not only afraid of the truth, they're afraid of seeing seeing the true side of individuals. They want to believe everybody has a good damn heart and everybody is, you know, a savior or a good person deep down inside. And they're not. Even your own blood during a shit hit the fan scenario will turn on you and kill you and take whatever you have as their own if need be. Look at it every fucking time when somebody in the family dies and they have to share out the estate. People, brothers and sisters, will take each other to court and hate each other. Just because daddy left them a house and some land and they got to equally share it. Oh yeah, we can be. Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Oz. We can be good. We can be decent individuals, but we're not. Because we have been programmed to think that I am better than Oz. And Oz has been programmed to think that Oz is better than Matthew. We are trained to be competitive against each other from the moment we're born. Right. Yeah. I mean, we are literally bred to compete with each other. Whether it's sports, whether it's school, whether it's anything else, to be the best that we literally can be. So you think these exact same people are going to help you truly in an SHTF situation? You think these people are not going to sit there and slit your throat because they see what you have? CR. We need to change everything. We need to change the whole entire mindset. And I'm talking to all of y'all in the prepper community. Everything. in the prepper community. We have to stop this crazy way of thinking, this mindset of thinking. We need to open our eyes, and we need to get everybody else that's in the prepper community to open their eyes about these situations also, and not planning for some fairy tale survival bullshit Rambo A-team make-believe fairy tale. Because I love all of y'all in the prepper community and everything, but we do talk a lot of bullshit. Yes, I am, Beth. How you doing, sis? Oh, I know, Oz, yeah. Right, Oz, right. That's the way this world is. We cannot change the evil in man's heart. You can't. You can deter the evil in man's heart, but you cannot take it away. If people want something, they will do anything and everything in their power to take it. But like, there's no respect in any of these fucking kids. Like, you hear this music and they're in a drive-through. They don't care. They want to make a scene. Hey, Misty sis. Always, sis. I'll always help you when I can. Hey, Connor, brother. We have to stop the old way of thinking. We have to stop the old way of believing people have humanity. Because in this world of social media, of being the biggest prick, being the biggest jerk, there is no escape. These people, you see the reality of humans. Hey, Fluxus. Humans are the dirtiest. You hear that? Humans are the most dirtiest, the most vile, most insensitive creatures on this fucking planet. Right. Right, Oz. And nobody gave a damn. Nobody gave a damn about it. There was a motherfucking car with teenagers in it that pulled out a toilet paper roll and started unwinding it when they were driving down the road. These are the people that is in the next generation. Oh, we didn't learn shit about it. We didn't learn shit about it, Oz. It was too sensitive of a subject here in America. When I was in school, it was too sensitive. Yes. Yes, Oz. We only perceive and learn what we want to learn when it affects us morally. But if it doesn't bother us, we could give two shits less about it. Humans are fickle creatures. Humans only want to stand up and protect a situation when it affects them. They could care less if it happens to their brother or sister or mother or father. But unless it affects them, then they want to defend it. You know, thinking more and more on this, I really hope the end of the world fucking comes in the next month. Then we could start over from new. Hey, Shelly sis, how you doing? Right, right, Oz. That is so fucking true. Don't take my internet. Don't take my phone. Don't take anything that will get me on the outside of my bubble. Oh, will you, CR? Yes, you did, Oz. Ooh, that sounds good, Shelly. But everything in this world is a contradiction to itself. Everybody voted for a president. The president that's in office now, everybody voted for him because he was the better escape. He was the one to take care of us. And then the gas prices started going up. Then the war with the Ukraine happened. He didn't do anything. People are pissed off at him for that. People are pissed off for him. They were all gun-ho and everything. But as soon as he got in office, everybody in the damn world that voted for him is bitching about him. This world is two-faced. This world is a contradiction. Hey Derek, how you doing? Everything everything in this world is shit. Correct, Oz. Correct. In this day of age, it is better for preppers, homesteaders, survivalists to be a lone wolf than it is to make a group. Oh yeah, yeah, Oz. Yeah. This world is a sham. This world this world is bullshit. And I hope I mean people may or may not agree with me on what I'm about to say, but I hope the end of the world comes and comes soon. Yeah, yeah. Give me a second, CR, and I'll put a link in the chat. let me get a link. We need to stop thinking of the past. We need to learn from the past, but we need to watch what the future is bringing us now. Right, Oz. Yeah. There's never going to be an end of the world because the world is still going to continue on. But the end times is going to be the end of humanity. The world itself is still going to be here. Life will find a way. Well, it see, Beth, that I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. I'm just saying I'm just saying I was just giving an example of how two-faced humans are in situations. Hey, brother.
Oh, hi.
What's up, brother?
I agree with you.
Uh, it but the thing is like CR, we need to stop all these preppers, all these homesteaders, all these wannabe fucking survivalists, and thinking and reading books from 50 plus years ago on survival tactics and SHTF preparedness and all this stuff. The world today is not what it was when those books came out. The world has leaped 20 feet forwards with technology, with mindsets, everything on here that they did not have in the 80s. Even as early as the 90s, we didn't have this technology.
Agree.
And how can we continuously keep a mindset? How can these preppers and everything continuously keep a mindset from 100 years ago still going and just not even pay attention to what is happening on their outside? They are stuck in their own damn world.
Mm.
All right, Oz, brother, you take care, brother.
I didn't realize he was taking off.
Yeah, it's this world. We don't have resource. We are running out of resources. We are running out of. We are overpopulating the world.
Look at the water from last year, right?
Yeah,
That's a prime
I mean,
example right there.
yeah. You know, like in the 70s, we could have had plenty of saltwater refineries to to process salt water to give us pure drinking water. But the government, all the world's governments said no to it. They would rather, like in in Saudi Arabia right now, they are literally paying people in Alaska to pull glaciers to Saudi Arabia so they could mine the ice to make pure drinking water for Saudi Arabia, because most of their underground water sources are drying up.
Aquifers.
Yeah. Why would they spend all that much money to bring a glacier halfway across the country when we could have had this technology in the 70s, when Harvard scientist was telling people we are overpopulating and we're going to run out of fresh water in X amount of years?
Mm-hmm.
Like, people people are stupid. We have literally doomed ourselves. Well, not everybody, but the government and everything has doomed us because they did not want to do that. But it's okay for a family to have 10 plus children.
Oh, and they all thrive.
Yeah. The government's okay with people having 10 plus children because that they know that's 10 plus more people that will pay taxes in the next 20 years.
And remember, in terms of survival, you only need a place to stay, water, and food.
Mm-hmm.
That's gotta come. That's gotta come from somewhere.
Right.
Whether it's wood, brick, sod.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Water.
Yeah.
Water to flush. I mean, I worry about the water here, and I live here in Canada. Supposedly, we have lots of fresh water, but it's not like that everywhere.
Right. See, Oz, I like what Oz just said. imagine if 20% of the tech was used to for the needs of humans. Would there be any issues? That would increase the lifespan of humans more than the death rate that's happening now. I mean, if you say you can make somebody, say with technology and everything, you could literally make another human live an extra 20 years. Or you can cure somebody's disease, a life-threatening disease with that technology. That and don't think me heartless of this, because I'm a type 1 diabetic. It's the same thing with me. I have a purpose in this life, and I'm also going to die at a certain point too. But if technology gets too advanced and we use 20% of the technology for life-saving measures or whatever, if they could make me live or do a surgery on me to cure me of diabetes, instead of me dying at 80, I die at 110. That is 110 years for a human being to be on this earth, to use the resources every day. I mean, the population today out succeeds any population from the past years anywhere. Like, we have more people dying a year than all the combined deaths of World War II. It's we are not overpopulating the world, but our population is literally double the size of any population of any time period of our past. So that means double the resources, double the water, double everything. Yeah, double the power.
Energy, food.
Mm-hmm.
To clothe the people. Tools. The tech.
Oh yeah, Oz. Yeah. I mean, but the thing is most places of the world and everything, it's unaggerable. Like, we cannot, like, look at most of the desert regions, like Saudi Arabia and stuff like that. You cannot grow anything out there. At least you can't grow wheat, you can't grow corn, you may be able to grow things that are in that can be grown in sandy locations, like potatoes, watermelons, gourds, stuff like that, but you can't produce a mass quantity out in the deserts. Most of our agriculture, do what?
We need water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and anything with growing also requires the water.
And the infrastructure to bring it back from out there
Yeah.
to the people that are somewhere else.
True. But also, you got to look on the other hand also, Oz, is, I mean, Israel kind of has the money to do that stuff. I mean, they've poured thousands upon thousands of dollars into doing what they're doing with their country. But you have to look at a lot of the other countries and stuff are too poor. Like they don't have that much money to throw into whatever. They'll throw the money into war machines, but anything to take care of humans, any government agency will be against that.
Oh, it's
They're
too much.
all
This
yeah,
10 million price tag is too much to
yeah.
convert
It,
to land.
yeah. Oh, $10 million for a plant to distill water from the ocean. Oh no, we're not going to pay $10 million for that. But you want to pay $20 million for that new fighter jet? Fuck yeah, I'll take that. Right. We all have the money for a new PS5, Gabe. That's for sure. And we will definitely kill ourselves to. We'll go without food, water. We'll go without power or paying our car, our car insurance or anything to afford that new PS5 or that new laptop or that new Tesla or whatever. It's
Actually, I could use a new laptop.
do
Because the one with my broken screen broke.
yeah,
I remember that was second hand, by the way.
right,
That's a second hand, right? So I never actually
yeah,
got that new. I had the desktop for like 12 years.
yeah,
Well, some people go through like one in like a couple years.
yeah. Oh yeah, Oz. Yeah, I mean you can grow with that distilled water because I mean the water that's in the air, the morning dew, all that stuff. That's purified water. But that's the difference between us that have common sense and know this stuff and people in office and everything that doesn't have common sense, that doesn't know anything. Because here's the thing, people in office, people in parliament, people in wherever, those people, they don't have to worry about if they have enough money to keep their lights on today, or do they have enough money to pay their lights or buy groceries today. You know, they don't have to worry about if they go home, do they have something to eat or not. They don't have to worry about any of that shit. They don't have to worry about real life human problems because they don't ever have to worry about it. I mean, to be a president, to run for president, you have to have $30 million. Hey, Maria sis, how you doing?
Well, second start.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that I've been melting snow for water?
Yeah. Yeah, you can get water from snow.
I'm actually doing it.
Hey, imagine that. You can get water from snow, CR? No way. I mean,
That's alright.
yeah, there's so many ways that we can reuse what nature gives us, but we don't. We're stupid. We take advantage of everything. Hell, we make cities in fucking deserts. Why?
Yeah, we can't just put all these solar panels out in the desert. But we won't do that so much.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Oz. I love you, Oz, brother. Go get your car fixed, brother. If I'm still on here, you can hop up here with me and CR.
Oh, I haven't even started.
Mm-hmm. But in the reality of everything, the SHTF situation is humans. And I'm talking about every single human. I'm not taking anybody out of the equation. I'm not taking certain groups, I'm not taking anybody. Everybody is a virus in the system.
We all
Everybody.
consume something.
Do what?
I said we all consume something, but how many of us people out there put back, try to put
Right.
back into the system?
Yeah.
So the
I
system
mean,
can actually keep going for us.
well, even with that handful of people trying to put back, brother, you still have to have a, like, the recycling centers. You have to have humans running that. You have to have machines to run that. Those machines are not green machines. Those machines are putting the same toxins as any other, any other business out there into the environment. It's still a disposal area.
Yeah, but
No matter what we do.
it doesn't mean you need to buy that new outfit every week.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you cannot have one good act without two bad acts. You just can't, because even those recycling centers are there to make money. They're there, and they're not going to spend top dollar on all their machinery. They're not going to be putting brand new machines out there. They are going to get the same machines that they could get at a scrap yard, the same machines that they can get at, any. Do what?
I said it's cost effective.
Yeah. It. We are just doing this. The majority of people, say like in California and everything, that are recycling, and it's just to make them feel better and make them be able to sleep at night. And even then, the everyday processing, the everyday, if you throw the wrong thing to the wrong bin, and you can get fined for it, or you can get in trouble for putting it into the wrong, receptacle, that even gets people to stop doing it, because you are literally, the government and everything is literally taxing you or putting the blame on you, even though you tried to do good, but you did it wrong. So we're going to make you pay for being wrong. So that makes people not want to do it either.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has pros and cons to it. Everything. There is no perfect scenario for anything. There never will be a perfect scenario. There will never be a perfect world. No matter how hard we try, no matter, it's like these groups that go and clean the oceans, right? What is the one? Bali. The Bali water people. Yeah.
Too. That runs along the
Right.
river.
Yeah. But like the Bali water people, they go and clean up the oceans, take the plastic and everything out of the oceans and all this stuff. and they go and make these bracelets out of all the used plastic and stuff. They make bracelets and necklaces and all this stuff out of it. But where do they go? Where do they get these necklaces and these bracelets from? They have a company in China creating this stuff, putting bad toxic chemicals and everything back into the air, back into the water, back into everywhere, just to sell it to you because they think they're doing good to protect this world. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's just like the bracelet and the necklace.
Hold on, brother. I can't hear you that well. You're breaking up.
I said it's just a bracelet and a necklace. Make me a coaster for my drink. Something I can use.
Yeah, I can't hear you at all, brother. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Barely. I can barely hear you.
Oh,
Can anybody else hear CR?
hold on.
You're good. You're good, brother. Okay, Maria says she can't hear you either. But yeah, Maria, I mean, the government is an idea that has been around since the beginning of civilization. We have just adapted it, and we did not fix any of the bad from the idea of the government. We just said, oh, this is a working plan, so let's put it into motion. Like, it's like when America was first founded, they didn't have a government. They didn't need a government. But they wanted to get out of the rule of a king, or they wanted to get out of the rule of a king. And the whole idea was to get away from being taxed to death, from land taxes and food taxes and all this stuff.
Well, hopefully people
The
can hear me.
idea was perfect. The idea was something that could be worked with to get out of the rule of under one person or a group of people. But you know what we did? Because we're dumb.
Let me come back in.
Instead of do what? Do what, Sarah, brother? But instead of getting out of the rule of a king or a duke or whatever, guess what we did? We created a presidency and a senate. Oh, that's going to be so much better. Somebody that we could choose to put into office. It didn't work for the Romans. How would it work for us? Because we are stupid. We are fucking idiots. We are sheep. We need somebody to tell us what to do and how to do it. And we even went back on our ideas of taxation on land. We got away from Europe because they were taxing us for our land and they were making us pay for our land. But guess what? We went back to doing it. You have to buy land. And guess what? Your land isn't your land because you still have to pay taxes on it. And if you do not pay your taxes on your land, what happens? The government seizes it. The government takes your land away from you. We are sheep. None of us fight it. None of us care about it. Most of civilization is humans that want to speak their mind, but they're too coward to speak. They will talk behind the back or behind closed doors, but they would never come out in front of somebody and say what they want to truly say because they are afraid of the consequences. And the only way to literally get away from any of this fairy tale, same scenario, situational thinking is to fight against it, to achieve anarchy. But the thing with anarchy is order always comes back around to anarchy. We will destroy the government. Nope. Hold on, brother. Hold on. I heard you. Ah, crap. I'm driving. All right, brother.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I had to restart the phone.
Oh, you're good.
Just hold on, I have to put it back on my headset.
Yeah. But here's the thing with anarchy. If we were able to do anarchy and we were able to overthrow the government within 10 to 15 years of the after effect, we would create another hierarchy. We would create another power. It probably wouldn't be the same thing as what we have now. It may be worse. It may not be. But the thing is we are sheep. We always need somebody over us to direct us because we cannot direct ourselves. We are too stupid as a society to direct ourselves and our motives.
Yeah. I'm assuming you guys can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you, brother.
Yeah, I should have checked. I knew I should have checked.
Yeah.
Now I know how you feel about your signal.
Do what?
Oh, when your Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get off here in a minute, brother. The wife just called me. But I just wanted to start this, and I just wanted to prove, to make everybody reassess their prepping situation, reassess, and not think of prepping or survival from 20 to 50 plus years ago. Because in today's society, the way society has evolved is something that nobody has ever planned. Because every situation was planned for what was going on at that time period. And there's no way to judge what's going to happen in the future. But one thing is for sure, there is more people being born than there is deaths. There is there is more and more food shortages now than there ever has been in the last 1,000 years. I mean, even when Rome took over and was fighting Egypt, Egypt had enough rice and oats and wheat to supply them for 5 years, the whole entire country of Egypt, for 5 years after Rome invaded them. We don't have that resource. We don't have that backstock in any country to survive. I mean, even with what's going on in Ukraine right now, when Russia went and literally almost destroyed their Humalog factory for actual insulin, they only had enough resources, a backstock of insulin for the people of the Ukraine for 3 weeks. That was their backstock. We don't keep backstock. Our country does not do that. No country does that anymore. But our older civilization countries did. But we don't. And why is that? Because we have relied on everyday usage. There is no way to support the food intake of every day and also have anything to be put into a backstock to be held. We don't do what?
We barely even have seed.
Right. I mean, even in Business Week, where was it? Minnesota? No, not Minnesota. North Dakota? North Dakota, yeah. In North Dakota, there was a potato seeding factory that had seeding potatoes to deliver out to localized farms within the area. And since the distribution and everything the distribution problems has happened and everything, they had to get rid of over 700,000 pounds of seeding potatoes. And they buried a 30 by 30 foot deep pit to bury all these seeding potatoes and get rid of it because they could not distribute it out. instead of storing those potatoes and regrowing them on the land that they had, they destroyed it. Why? Why the fuck?
I'm shaking my head.
Yeah. It's
WTF.
yeah. That was 700,000 pounds of potatoes that were seeding, that were not bad. They were not rotting.
Radioactive.
They could do what?
Radioactive.
Yeah, they could have pulled off the sprout, the eyes of the potatoes. They could have resold those potatoes. They could have done something. But
Maybe
no.
made money. Maybe even made money.
Yeah. Right. And
let's just bury it. Forget about it. It's easier.
yeah, just get rid of it. And the thing I'm thinking is, why would they bury it? Because that whole entire area is going to regrow with potatoes also. Like, if they were trying to get rid of it, why would they bury them in the dirt? I don't know, brother. I don't understand humans. I don't understand the thought process of these people. And these are the people that we get stuff from, that we get our resources from. And they're just as wasteful as anybody else.
Oh, we all waste.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Some of us less. Some of us much, much more.
Right. Good night, Maria, sis.
Wow.
But
clearly I need to bring you on my panel. Maybe with less language, but
yeah, I'm sorry. It's just
that's okay. That's okay.
I do it on my panel. You know, I've got a better hold of myself on other people's panel.
Yeah. Out of respect for the house.
Yeah. I'm so mad. I'm so mad at the way preppers have been brainwashing people with archaic knowledge from years ago. Don't get me wrong. There is good knowledge in it, in survival manuals for outside survival, rural survival, stuff like that. But the SHTF situation, survival scenarios, all of those are archaic ideas. And in this time period, we should not be looking at those ideas for an SHTF situation. Because just the technology jump in the last 20 years is something that we thought was going to happen in the 80s, you know? And in the 90s, we didn't think it was going to happen. It only started coming to light in the late 90s, maybe 1998, when Windows 98 came out. And then that was amazing technology at that time. But it's nothing like what we're doing at this this very moment right now. If you would have told somebody in the 50s what is going on right now, they wouldn't believe you. Like, they would literally laugh at you and say that would never happen. And it's true, that would never have happened in their time period.
But things change.
Yeah.
Things change. And because things change, we also have to adapt.
Yeah. But you gotta
Because
think, like, oh, go
animals
ahead,
out
brother.
there, animals out there, they have to adapt to survive. So we need to adapt to survive.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
But you gotta think, like, in the last 100 years, the mindset of everybody was the exact same. You know, everybody had a farm. Everybody had, there was only a select handful of people that lived in major cities, you know. Most people were country folk that had farms, had dairies until at least the 70s. Then in the 70s, that's when the agricultural boom and a lot of factory work came out. But until the 1970s, everything pretty much stayed the same level, you know?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then from 1970 to the 2000s, the technology boom.
Mm-hmm.
It, but now everybody's skill sets and everything is, at least in the 70s, a lot of people came from farming families. And they
Mm-hmm.
could, if an SHTF situation happened in the 70s, they could rely on the knowledge and stuff that they got from their from their grandparents or their, you know, father and mother. But now in 2022, not even 2022, but in 2001, there was nobody that was actually from a farm or a farming family, and they wouldn't have known if YK2 happened. We would have never. I mean, there was a lot of people that would have never survived YK2. They wouldn't know how to make a garden. They wouldn't know how to survive. And now in 2022, where children are literally born with a tablet and a cell phone in their hand, they don't know anything about getting dirty, how to prepare seeds, how to grow a garden, how to do anything. They just know how to handle computers and technology. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that just shows you the 20-year gaps, the 20-year technology gaps. I mean, there would be some southern families that still had, they had their parents that was raised in the 50s and the 40s that knew how to farm and were raised up that way. Like my dad. My dad was born poor on a farm in a ranch. And he taught me, I learned stuff from him. And he would have known how to survive if a SHTF situation happened, but a majority of people didn't.
Mm.
Like my dad only went to, he was a freshman in high school. He never even graduated high school because he was poor. And he was needed to stay home and work on the farm and the ranch. So he didn't go to school. But
You know, it's freaking start. I have to say thank you. You're bringing me some more motivation.
yeah,
You truly are.
and I'm just tired of holding my tongue, brother. I'm tired of these big name prepping channels. I'm tired of these big name book companies and these people that's spouting fantasy and not reality on things, you know? And I do care about people. I do. Yeah. And that's why I do this. That's why I don't want. Oh, yeah, yeah, Paul. Yeah. I mean, it just depends on, yeah. It just depends on the family, you know? Like when my dad when my dad was young, you know, he was one of the select few that didn't have the chance to go through school or go to college or anything. But, you know, like my mother went to school and she went to college. She got her education. And a lot of people in major cities, like especially up north, they they were made to go to school. They were made to get a degree, to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, to do all this stuff. But a lot of people in the South, they didn't get that chance, you know? There was too many families that were dirt poor, that their dad or their grandfather worked in the coal mines, or they worked on their farm, they worked on their ranch, and that was their livelihood. And I've seen a lot of people, even people that I went to school with, drop out of high school and go and work with their father in the coal mines in Chattanooga because that was the family business. Okay, I will. Hey, Nicole, sis, how you doing? But it's that it's that it's that thing, you know. In the South, family stayed together. They usually had the same. I watched my father do this, so I'm going to do the same thing as my father did because he brought a good living to the family, even though he killed himself doing it. But we weren't poor, we weren't hungry, and we always had an income. And that's usually the mindset in the South. Monkey see, monkey do. If dad's a factory worker, I'm going to go and work at the same factory because my dad is a foreman at that factory. Hey, PPR, how you doing, brother?
Well,
Oh, I understand, Nicole, sis. I'm half awake too, sis. But in a lot of major cities up north and stuff, that's where you really got the whole education idea, the educational mindset that the world has now is because of everybody from up north. Because down south, in the southern states, people put family first over anything else. Take care of my flock, sis.
take care.
Right, Nicole? Where are you going, Nicole? Always, sister. You take care, flock. Get some sleep, girl. But yeah, like in the southern states, it was all family based. It was I will put my family over my needs. I would work whatever jobs I need to work. I will kill myself to take care of my family. I can't spend time going to school, going to college, not providing for my family because that is spending money that my family does not have. Ah, okay, okay, Nicole. And, but now it's so much different. We literally push our children to go to college, to go get that crumpled piece of useless, worthless paper and do nothing with it. They go to school for 7 to 8 years and come back and say that they can't get a job with their art history degree. I mean, I have a master's degree in cultural anthropology. And guess what I do for a fucking job? I'm a CO at a security company. That piece of paper is worthless. I have a master's degree in cultural anthropology. I have a bachelor's in archaeology, and I have a bachelor's in geology. And I'm working at a security company, killing myself. You're doing okay, Nicole, sis. You're doing good on typing. But it's one of those things. But now you really can't get a job unless you have that paper. Unless you want to work at McDonald's for the rest of your life, or you want to work at some underpaid, factory job. Yeah, see, Nicole, like I said, like they hype people up and everything, saying that you have to get this paper, you have to do this, you have to. And in the reality of it, they don't tell you what trials and tribulations that you have to go through to even get a job with your degree. Like me, I spent all that money to get a master's degree in cultural anthropology, but I can't get a job with that degree unless I have a doctorate in it, which is another 3 years. Yeah, Nicole. Like, I have to have a doctorate. And here's another thing is, it's also the quality of the college that you go to also. Like, I went to a community college, Chattanooga State. I went to a community college. And if somebody went to another name brand college, say somebody went to the University of Georgia, and me and that person from the University of Georgia apply for the same job, and that person from the University of Georgia only has a bachelor's degree, they're going to get that job before I will, because they're in a name brand college and they expect a higher level of education to that person. Even though I have a master's degree, I went to a community college. America is the land of milk and honey to everybody but Americans. I tried to break that cycle. I tried to be something, and I still got shafted.
I hear you guys. I hear you guys.
Yeah.
You guys are not alone. Guys and girls.
Oh, I understand. Hey, Ivy, how you doing, sis?
It's Seattle. Hi, Ivy.
Oh yeah, yeah, Nicole. Yeah, I understand completely, Nicole. But the thing is the mindset, CR. The mindset that we are trying to program into the next generation of preppers. Because I know there's a lot of older generation preppers that won't listen to a word I'm saying. They're just going to blow me off and not care. And those are the ones I can't change. But the ones that I can change are the ones that's getting into this, that is finally waking up. Like you, CR.
That's because I need coffee.
Because the thing is, yeah, learn what you can from the older preppers, because they do have experience. They do have situations that they have been through, because they're from an older generation. They've seen some of these, world situations happen. But the idea of the prepping and the survival is outdated.
Well, like I said, things change over time.
Hold on, brother, I can't hear you again.
For real?
Yeah, I can't hear you again, brother.
Well, I'm just gonna step down there. Oh, I was totally listening.
Yeah, no, I can't hear you. It's cracking. That's weird, Nicole sis. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear you're doing good, Ivy. Okay, CR, brother. But in the reality, in the mindset of everything, CR, you and the younger generation of the prepping community are really the ones that can change the mindset of everybody. You're the ones, well, not everybody. Nobody's going to be able to change the older prepper mindset. Nobody is. They are stuck in their ways. They're kind of like Excalibur in the stone. No matter what you say or anything, we're always going to be wrong. But for you, you're younger. You can reach out to a younger crowd. Me, I hope I can. My thing was not to help preppers, not to help already established preppers, homesteaders, or anything. I was here. I created my channel to help people that is not survivalist, is not preppers, become more self-aware, to become more protected, especially in other fields. Like all my family that's in the paranormal community, my family in the cryptid community, my family in the in the urbex community, to help them be able to handle a situation if they ever got into it. Well, yeah, some of the city slickers, sis. I mean, you know, there's a good deal of city slickers in all of our communities. But no, it was more of the people that are on the low end of money. People that want to be prepared or be self-sufficient, but their funding is too low. Like the survival bags and stuff that I do for dirt cheap from like Goodwill and everything. Because I was poor. Like shit, I'm still poor. What am I talking about? Well, yeah, I mean, none of us are rich, right, CR? Yeah. We Everybody wants to be safe. Everybody wants to come back home to their families. But in order to do that, you need to have skills. You need to be able to survive a situation. Right, Nicole? Hell, if we were rich and everything, I wouldn't need to be on YouTube. I'd have a TV show like Les Stroud or something. That we feel wealthy with you too, CR brother. You know, if I was rich, I'd have something on PBS, like I'd have a little Saturday afternoon TV show on PBS or one of the, you know, city channels. I know, sis. I know. Old Les Stroud. Yes, I would. I would be Mr. Rogers of the Woods. Yes, I would. Oh, yeah. I would. I would do that, sis. But the reality of everything. Yes. That's awesome, CR. Yes, I would teach young kids how to start a fire. I mean, hell, my Step Up Scout program, I teach kids how to make a fire. But the reality of all SHTF situations, the mob rule will. Oh yeah, I love paper airplanes. Oh yeah, Val, I remember that too, sis. I remember old paper dolls and stuff, yeah. But in the situation that we have to worry about now is a is for a vigilante group to take over processing plants, to take over computer, because everything is going computer based now. Even there's even the windmills out here in San Angelo, Texas. All the windmills are programmed through a computer processor, and they are controlled through that same computer hub. If people wanted, if a vigilante group or anything wanted to, they could shut down all the power through the internet. Yeah, I know. Right? I remember when, because, yeah, Side A and side B. My first car still had an 8-track in it. But in a real SHTF situation, we have to look at technology-based SHTF situations. We have to look at how close just a small band of computer geeks were to shutting down the US government during Y2K. I mean, look at what happened at 9/11. Look how easy it was for a few individuals to hijack a airplane. Oh, you're good. You're good, Nicole. You know my chat is for anybody and everybody to talk and say whatever that they want to say. Yes, yes. Be able to write over the cassette tapes. Yeah, and that's what you did with VHS tapes too. To rewrite over VHS tapes. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you're literally saying the exact same thing I'm saying, Nicole. Yeah, anything you want to say, Nicole. I love you, sis. But if it was that easy for a human being to be able to rewrite a cassette tape and a VHS tape with just a piece of paper, look how easy it is for people to be able to hack into other people's accounts and everything on YouTube. Look how easy it is to hack into any database system. And everything that is going to database systems can easily be manipulated, can easily be hacked. I mean, there is how many self-help call systems that you call and give them the password to your computer, and they can literally fix your computer without not even being there. Right, Nicole. Neither, neither do I, but that's the way the world is going. That is what SHTF situations are going to become now, because that's the way technology is. We don't have to worry about nuclear blasts. We don't have to worry about World War III. We don't have to worry about anything else. We have to worry about the lack of distribution. We have to worry about the lack of gaining resources. We have to worry about if somebody can hack into a nuclear reactor and shut it down, or your power, or whatever. If somebody could hack into a power grid and shut down the whole entire power grid of a city from the computer, that would cause complete and utter chaos. Oh, sis, I love you. But it's more than that, you know. It's people able to hack into a system and shut off the water. People able to shut down purification centers because like San Antonio relies on recycled water. If somebody could hack into the city of San Antonio's water purification center and shut off their purification and destroy the system, that would put 4 million people's lives into jeopardy. Oh yeah. Yeah, Nicole. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. They're pretty. But life is different now. Life is more of a game to people now. Oh yeah. But life is life is a game now to everybody else but the actual pawns of the game. We are pawns. We are playing our part. And that's what's going to screw us. Because we're never going to know. In this day of age, we'll never know when the SHTF happens until it happens. We cannot prepare for a technological takeover. We cannot prepare and know when a group is going to hack the system. And the government's not going to tell you when, unless a group literally does take over the system. Because all they need to do is just hack the system and hit one button and all our power's out. And we're used to power outages here in America. In an L shape. Oh yeah, Nicole, yeah. See, I hope so, Oz. I truly hope so. But the majority of us the majority won't survive. It's only going to be the select handful of us that will survive. The ones that will be able to survive the trials and tribulations that's put forth to us. Right, Nicole. Yeah. I mean, if kids don't have their Call of Duty or Fortnite or whatever the recent game is, they go crazy in under 6 hours, especially if there's no internet and they can't get on their phone. Right, Oz. And that's what I was saying, like the majority will fall victim. There's only a select few that will survive. And it's in any kind of situation. I mean, right, Nicole. Because there is no imagination anymore. There is no free thinking. That's true too, Oz. Yeah. I don't know. It's a horrible situation. It's a horrible way of thinking. Love you, big sis. You take care, Nicole. Oh yeah, Oz. Yes, sir. But all right, it's been 3 hours, everyone. I love y'all. I'm gonna go and get me some sleep, and hopefully we can do this again some night. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's reality. I mean, it's just the idea of how everything can change in a moment's notice. You know what I mean, Oz? Oh yeah. I used to live on caffeine pills, brother. When I was in the oil field and everything, that was my go-to, happy time. I hope y'all enjoyed tonight. I really do. I really hope y'all enjoy it, and and soon I'm going to get out into the wilderness, and it's just hard right now for me with my torn rotary cuff and everything. But soon I'm going to start doing my TV show, my YouTube TV show, The Survivor Chronicles. And hopefully, I hope y'all will enjoy it. But I love you all. Y'all take care and just keep an eye out and look at all your surroundings. Always be aware. I love you, family. Take care. Bye.